Hello NFL fans, welcome to NFL Picks with Dave. Today we're going to predict how things will play out this weekend. Our first game takes us to Glendale, Arizona, where the red-hot Cardinals will take on the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay last week defeated Washington with a score of 24-10, while Arizona steamrolled over the terrible Houston Texans with a score of 31-5. This pick is a little bit challenging. Since Arizona scored more points last week, I'm picking them with a score of 31-28. Let's now move on to Sunday's games. Our first Sunday matchup takes us to Cleveland, Ohio, where the Browns will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers last week had the week off, while the Browns defeated the Broncos with a score of 17-14. This pick is a tough one. Since the Steelers had more time off, I'm picking them with a score of 20-17. Our next game is between the Dolphins and the Bills. Miami last week lost to the Falcons with a score of 30-28, while Buffalo, like the Steelers, had the week off. This pick is super easy. I'm picking the Bills with a score of 38-17. This pick is the lock of the week. Our next game takes us to Indianapolis, Indiana, where the Colts will battle with division rival the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee last week routed the Kansas City Chiefs with a score of 27-3, while the Colts defeated the 49ers with a score of 30-18. This pick is a tough one. Since the Titans are on a roll, I'm picking them with a score of 28-21. My next picks are the Bears over the 49ers, 24-21. The Eagles over the Lions, 28-10, the Bengals over the Jets, 42-7, the Falcons over the Panthers, 34-20, the Rams over the Texans, 34-7, the Seahawks over the Jaguars, 34-24, and the Bucks over the Saints, 42-27. Now let's move on to the important late games. Our first late game is between the New England Patriots and the Chargers. The Patriots last week grounded the Jets with a score of 54-13, while the Chargers had the week off. Since the Chargers have been surging, I'm picking them with a score of 27-20. Our second and final late game takes us to Denver, Colorado, where the Broncos will take on Washington. Denver last week lost to the Browns, while Washington lost to the Green Bay Packers. Since the Broncos had more time off, I'm picking them with a score of 24-17. Now let's move on to the last two primetime games. Our first primetime game takes us to Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the Vikings will take on the Cowboys. Both teams had a week off last week. This pick is a tough one. Since the Cowboys are hungry for another win, I'm picking them with a score of 35-34. And now, the last pick of the week. It's the Giants taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. New York last week defeated the Carolina Panthers with a score of 25-3, while the Chiefs got humiliated by the Titans. This pick is not that hard. I'm picking the Chiefs with a score of 27-14. And that does it for today's episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to get the latest videos that's posted to this channel. Also, be sure to like and follow this channel's Facebook page to get the latest news and updates about this channel. Thanks again for watching and hope to see you again soon.